What are some, if you had to pick the top 2 or 3 lessons, greatest lessons you've learned from managing for other people, or even just say someone that's listening to this is self-managing their co-living property or their properties, and they want to hire someone, or they want to kind of, they're going a little bit bigger, just some lessons that you've learned along the way. And I'll share this one that I actually took action on from our podcast is after you told me about this death you had, it was a property you were managing and that you got sued for it. You said, just have a massive, and the technical term I think is indemnification, which releases you of liability as the property manager, right, from the property. Now you're still getting sued, even though you have this indemnification, right?
Yes, I'm
right?
not. Let me be clear. I am
Yeah.
not getting sued personally.
Got it.
And my one entity that's getting sued is indemnified by the owner of the property. So that owner, his insurance company, is picking up the tab for my management company because of that indemnification. But you're still in a lawsuit.
Right.
It's just who's cutting the check to pay the attorneys.
Yeah.
And who's defending whom and
yeah.
all that. So that's one of them. And if you already own the property, people could set up their own management company, but it has to run as an actual management company with the corporate formalities, right? And the way the money flows, and you can get asked to be seen, years of bank statements and how did the money get flowed and why did you pay tuition out of this? And I don't play any of those games. Very legit with how all the money flows. So the lease is very important in property management, and a plain language, transparent and thorough lease. And then being able to have uncomfortable conversations around the lease. It's not you. It's the lease. We agreed that rent's going to be paid on this date. And if not, the late notice is this date. And here's how maintenance is going to be. And here's how the guest policy is. And here's where the parking is. It's not you. You're just enforcing the lease. So some people are better than others at having those types of conversations. And those that aren't as good either handle it really poorly in one of 2 ways. They either get too hot and tempered and make it personal, and they want to tighten up the laces and go at it. And then the other side just brushes it aside and then doesn't do anything with it, but stews on it. And you got to find a middle ground to be able to do this. Because it's, in most areas, people are probably going to be managing themselves unless they hire you or a pad split or a bungalow or one of those. And so a very good lease is important. And then one of the best things, having some fundamental checklists of how often are people through there and how is the property kept up with. And then I use a software that's Appfolio, which is more of the enterprise platform because we manage thousands of units. So we need an enterprise platform. But there's other softwares that will help with the bookkeeping.
Apartments.com is the one we use. Yeah.
Got it.
So having good systems in place, being able to have uncomfortable conversations around the rules. I mean, this is very relevant to co-living because there's also a set of house rules, right, that they have to follow. And if they break those, there definitely needs to be a conversation, a warning, a system. For us, it's kind of like a 3 strikes and you're out kind of system before we move them out.